Folks, buckle up, strap in. It's going to be another wild ride. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome into the channel. I hope you're all doing great. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. Today, we're going to take another hard-hitting look and deep dive into the world of real estate. If you're new, I want to welcome you. I want to congratulate you on coming and trying to learn about real estate, hopefully from an insider that's not trying to sugarcoat this, to continue to try to do what he can to make one last buck before this market turns. And folks, coming up for air, the market is turning. As somebody who has active portals, systems, call volume, massive social media presence, constantly temperature checking what's going on with people, the psychology of people, the psychology of sales, I am seeing a cool down, and that is scary, as right now we're seeing a cool down and tapering, and interest rate hikes haven't even occurred yet. My predictions, folks, moving forward is this market is teetering on a razor's edge. And I'm not just talking about real estate. I'm talking stocks. I'm talking every asset classes. People are just euphoric with all this money injections, doing what they can to move money around and buy and sell it here. This is a volatile situation. As somebody who's lived through the last real estate bubble, who knows what it feels like to have to short sale a property, no fun. I'm telling you right now, this is the time to trust instinct, logic, your gut. Does this pass the smell test? Will there be blowback? We're already seeing blowback, inflation running through the roof. Just everything is on shaky ground. Big economies collapsing in other countries, big real estate companies folding, tech stocks in the tank, real estate stocks done. I mean, the writing is on the wall, and there's so much noise and chatter out there, especially here online with a lot of content creators continuing to try to ride this wave. They don't know any better. It's just herd mentality. It's what we've all been conditioned and geared for. But one of the things I want to talk about today, folks, is interest rate hikes and what they're potentially going to do to correct this market. The market is going to correct. I hope you understand that. I've always told everybody this, and most of you understand that there are three levels of an economic downturn: a correction being the least severe, a recession being mid-level, and a full-blown depression being the absolute worst. Depressions cycle every 100 years approximately. We're due for that. Everything's lining up. The last Great Depression had a pandemic leading up to it, the Spanish flu. There's a lot of parallels. There's a lot of echoing, and the reality is everything needed is in play right now. So as I continue to see my current active buyers, sellers, renters, everything that I temperature check, it's so easy for me to really temperature check how people are thinking and what they're doing. And the reality is a bunch of people, as we all know, got on the sidelines, myself included. I almost found myself in the herd mentality, going and looking at properties myself. Maybe I should try to buy too, to capitalize on some of this cheap money, when the government made realtors essential workers and dropped the interest rates. The floodgates broke open. It was herd mentality. This euphoria took place, and now we're seeing the blowback of what happened. When they sent stimulus checks to every doorstep, I knew immediately. When you send $600 even to millionaires, everybody's getting checks. It wasn't targeted. It was just pushing money into the economy, and it all found its way into the stock market, pumping it up, which was the catalyst of the last Great Depression. Everything's echoing. But one of the things I want to talk about today, folks, is interest rate hikes are coming. And as we know, every 1% interest rate hike in terms of mortgages drives property values down approximately 10%. So over this next year or two, barring no left field event, which personally I'm always saying, expect the unexpected with contagion in our digital diet today, something can spook the markets like that. But let's say that doesn't happen. Best case scenario, let's say we just deal with some interest rate hikes and some tapering. What we're going to see is potentially these people, let's say they bought $1 million home at the height of this buying euphoria, trying to capitalize on the cheap money, but overpaying to do it. Well, as the interest rate goes up, their property value is going to come down. At minimum, they're looking at their $1 million property now only being worth maybe $800,000. Well, guess what? They now have negative equity. Their house is no longer worth what they paid, and that is dangerous in a very fragile economy, because if we enter into the next recession, correction, or depression, whichever decides to visit us, some people are going to have reductions of income, whatever the case may be, lose jobs. It doesn't matter. If it forces them to market, which it will, they're no longer going to be able to sell for what they bought for. And the only choice after that is foreclosure, short sales, things like that, distressed properties. And then that's what we saw in the last housing bubble. People come into market, and all of a sudden, upside down, only option was foreclosure. The banks are going to be handicapped. We'll be lucky if we don't collapse many of them. They're going to have so much bad debt on their books, it could just be insanity. And folks, like I've said before, one of the things that we have to do right now, like I've reported, even Elon Musk, his latest tweet saying that he's predicting a recession in 2022, and it wasn't by some data or chart or information he got, his gut feeling. And this guy is the richest guy in the world, has nothing to benefit about warning people of a coming recession, right? Coming up for air, folks. And final thoughts today. I come to you as a friend, as an influencer, as a content creator, as a property owner, as a landlord, as an investor. Somebody who's lived through the last crash, who knows what it feels like to have to short sale a house because he didn't buy property. He put minimum amounts down, and then when that property was no longer worth what he paid for it, like we're going to see here as interest rates come up, there is only one other option to let that go. A lot of people don't understand that. Any real estate person right now telling you better buy now before interest rates go up probably just wants to sell you a house and doesn't understand exactly what's going on, or if they do, just know that their window is closing. I'm seeing more inter-agent emails, people getting desperate, agents getting desperate for work, offering to hold people's open houses. Do you know of any sellers here? Or I'm losing my buyers. They're ready to tap out. I see this on a daily basis. The writing is absolutely on the wall. Again, folks, this is the time to play it safe, earn your wealth, goal-oriented mentality, no free handouts. People are playing in these investment markets, trying to move money around, afraid to go out there and work for it, afraid to get on the sidelines. They're trying to make this quick buck, and we all know that there's no such thing as get rich quick. Anybody that's achieved any level of success will tell you that they had to sometimes fail many times before they reached their success. And anybody selling you a get rich quick scheme is just it's just trying to pad their own pockets. There's no such thing as get rich quick. There never has been. Anybody that's received any little influx of something that had some payback lost much more money than they won in these markets. And if they did receive any of that money, they certainly didn't know how to enjoy it, because anything we didn't have to work for, we put less value on. This is the time, folks. This is the time to not buy in to this investment climate. This is the time to shrink back, play it safe, like the heavy hitters are doing right now. They're reducing their positions, insulating themselves with cash. Cash will be king in the next downturn, because the banks won't be able to loan. And if you do get loans, it's going to cost more to get that money. The people with cash are they going to be the ones getting the discounts. Many millionaires will be built and born out of this next downturn. I'm hoping you'll be one of them. My goal is to take you there, but I know first thing I have to do is make you understand the severity of the world we are currently living in. This will have blowback. We will pay the piper. This is a no-brainer, in my opinion. You cannot do what we've done to this economy and not have blowback. And most people are seeing it painfully obvious now in terms of inflation that is, in fact, not transitory, but potentially here to stay. The only thing that's going to bring it back down is a downturn to drive these prices back down. I believe it's coming. So stay tuned to the channel. I hope you appreciated it. If you did, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. Go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.